Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video leading up to Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 5. In this one, we're going to discuss or give our thoughts first on how we think the White Walkers are going to pass the wall. And spoiler warning if you have not seen up to Game of Thrones Season 7, Episode 4 as of yet. So Episode 5, on the Wikia, it said it was called Eastwatch. And we know that, of course, in the promo that it does focus on Eastwatch. We know the wildlings are there and that the White Walkers are headed towards that location. It's basically, you got the wall, it's at the right side of the wall. Castle Black in the middle, and it's right over here. And then the White Walkers are kind of coming down that way. Which is pretty cool. Zach Bates says, Trev, couldn't the White Walkers just freeze the water on the east side of the wall and walk across and around the wall? And actually, somebody pointed this one out, which is really cool in the comments. Sorry I didn't write down the name. But if you look at the intro sequence for Game of Thrones Season 7, when you see the wall and it's zoomed out, you can actually see where Eastwatch is. And it appears to be frozen over. So as a result, how the White Walkers will pass the wall is actually pretty easy. Now that winter is here, the water is frozen. It's ice. So they could just walk around, basically. They could just literally just walk right around, it looks like to me. So we may actually see in Episode 5 this weekend, I don't know any spoilers, but just based on that, we could see them maybe arrive at Eastwatch this weekend, or at least be starting to get closer. We know the White Walkers, of course, are very slow to move. Because they're just like a heaping mass of zombies, giants, and the other stuff that's in there, whites and the whole bit walking in that direction. So that's kind of cool, and I do think we will see them pass before the end of the season, considering next season is only going to be 6 episodes. I would think that before the season is up, we will likely see that, and at least see one battle with them, probably at Eastwatch before the end of this year, before the end of this season. At least that's what I'm thinking. I could be wrong, but I really like that explanation. I really like the idea, and check out the intro for yourselves, guys, if you want to see it. It is in fact there, and the water is in fact frozen, so it's probably not going to be hard for the White Walkers and Night King to get there. They're just going to walk right over. So we'll see. Lots of speculation and fun stuff going on right now, of course, with what's going to happen with the White Walkers, the dragons, and everybody, and just how this whole thing is going to shake down. And really just not knowing, what's going to happen with Daenerys, because, of course, Daenerys wants to take the throne. Jon's trying to show her that, this is a very real threat. We need to go north. And, who's going to be first? Like, is it going to be where Daenerys in the south fights Cersei for that, and then Jon and the others head north to try to hold off the White Walkers until that battle ends? Really interesting. So I hope this week in Episode 5, this weekend, we get a good understanding of how is this all going to go down. Like, are Daenerys and Jon going to band together and try to take Cersei out first and then try to come back and fight the White Walkers, or just what's going to happen with this? But either way, I think Eastwatch will fall pretty easily. I don't think the wildlings stand. It's probably going to be a massacre. And to be honest, it's probably going to be worse, because the thing is with the White Walkers, once they kill their enemy, they assimilate them, right? They basically, through necromancy, they bring them back. So once, like a huge horde of zombies, they kill you down, but then when you die, you become one of them, so long as your body is still usable. And even if only maybe half of it's usable, they'll still use you. And they just kind of grow and grow and grow. So it's kind of like, if you're going to take them out, you got to take them out in one fell swoop. You can't have them fighting different, castles all the way down, because each time their forces is growing, it's getting bigger, it's getting stronger. If you face them and fail, you are added to their army. So really exciting stuff for sure. And I really like that catch. That's a nice catch. So, yeah, that's going to be it's just going to be cool to see them pass the wall. There's supposed to be magic that prevents them from doing it. But of course, we do know that the Braun has passed now as well, too. So possibly with, the touch or something, with him having passed, we'll have to see if maybe that can allow them to pass too. Or maybe it's just because it's winter or something. We'll see. Either way, it's going to be wicked cool. Mark Scott says, Q&A Trev, shouldn't Euron be poisoned since he was stabbed twice by the sand snakes? So this is a question going back a bit. We'll do it real fast. Basically, it didn't seem like they had prep time to prep their blades with poison or anything like that beforehand. So no, Euron should be just, well, I shouldn't say just fine. He did kind of did he get stabbed in the crotch? I think so. Somewhere near. It's pretty dark. That's one criticism of that episode, but it kind of should be though, because it's the sea battle is at night with the pirates and everything, and the Greyjoys coming in like that. Walking the plank and the whole bit, so that's fun. Yeah, I would think they didn't have prep time, so that's what it is. Also, the spear I think that hit Drogon, I do not believe was poisoned. It looks like Drogon is fine in episode 5, so I'm happy to hear that, because when I was watching the episode, you don't see anything on it, and they didn't have time to prep that either. But I would not be surprised later on this season if, using that information, if Braun tells Cersei and the others, like, I hit the damn thing, but it wasn't enough to kill him. Okay, maybe we can put some kind of poison on it or something, so that if it hits it, paralyzes them or something, and they just fall down to their death or something. Granted, I think those dragons are so strong, they could probably handle a pretty big fall and still be okay. That's how massive and strong they are. I also like to see by the end of the season, all 3 of them fly in and fight together. But I don't know if it really makes sense, because Cersei right now, her army is looking kind of weak, unless she can find some really sweet mercenaries or something. We'll see. Jon Snow says, it looks like Cersei will think Jaime died in the war, so she will go insane to kill Daenerys, but we all know Jaime is alive and will bend that knee. So I think he's assuming that Jaime is going to get captured by Daenerys as well as Braun. I mean, that's tricky, man. It's tricky to say whether or not they're going to get captured, or if because they were in the water they might get missed and might be able to escape. I tend to think they probably escape, because if not, it's kind of like their story is almost kind of over in a way. So at least as far as what I would think would happen. But, I could be wrong, but you guys can write those comments below. Let me know. Do you think that Jaime and Braun are going to be captured by Daenerys and Tyrion, or do you think that they might be let go? It's definitely a good question for sure. Josh Berry says, I too was absolutely blown away and fully torqued during that battle. Most amazing episode ever. Battle of the Bastards is second best. Loved how they followed Braun like they did Jon Snow. Yeah, man, that was really, really cool. I really love the battle at the end. I mean, I said enough in the review. I won't repeat myself too much, but I was pretty blown away as well, too. It was amazing, man. It's what The Hobbit should be. It's never mind. It's so much better. It's not even comparable. Yeah, there's just it's a totally different level, man. Totally different level. And the crazy thing is, this is a TV show, and that's a movie, or a movie trilogy. Like, what? Anthony Robertson, Trev, do you think the arrows that the Giants used in the attack on the wall back in Season 4 would hurt the dragons? So if one of the White Walker zombie giants shot one of the dragons with one of its big arrows, I would think it would. But here's the problem with the Giants, I think, and this is the truth. I think the Giants are way too slow, and especially a zombie giant, which would be even slower than a regular alive giant. A cold-blooded versus warm-blooded, really a lot slower, I would think. Against the dragon, we've seen how fast the dragon are. I mean, even for the ballista with Braun aiming it, and Braun is freaking master, he still missed. And it was still really hard for him. And he didn't hit it in straight on. He kind of hit it in the shoulder type of thing from, I don't want to say point blank, but it was pretty close. For a giant to take down a dragon, well, maybe. I mean, maybe it could. It at least could give it a good shot, because if the dragon came up and was lighting up with fire, lighting up one of the undead giants, maybe it could somehow grab it or something, and then the others could, stab it and just kind of overwhelm it, swarm it. I think is the way that they might do it. A lot of people predicting that we might see a White Walker dragon, or one of the dragons, be killed by the Night King and then resurrected as an undead dragon, which would be really cool. I'm fine with it as long as it's not Drogon, because he's like he's like the star dragon, right now. So this is what it is. Brandon Gaines says, Trev Q&A, how much time do you think has passed since Season 1 in Game of Thrones? That is such a tough question to answer, man. We know winter is here now, so of course, winter is coming. Back in the first season, winter is now here. So there must be quite a bit of time that's passed because their time cycle is different from ours, so far as I know. I would think it'd be, in terms of like our time, I would think it'd have to be a few years, don't you guys think? I mean, because you go from all the stuff that being with Eddard, you go with, Robb and the whole War of the Five Kings, and you go, and now we're way past there. You know, I mean, I would think in just the age of the, like, if you look at episode 1 versus episode 4, and you see the Starks and the age that they're at now versus the age they were at then, you know, it's got to be years, man, in terms of our time. It has to be. But that'd be a cool one to look up. Maybe I'll do some research and find out what Wikia says and all that kind of stuff, or how long it's actually been in terms of our years. But I would think it's at least a few years in terms of our time. Their cycle with winter seems to be different, right? The movie Hero says, hey Trev, this is my prediction of how the White Walkers are going to get over the wall. I believe the wall is going to go down. So maybe some kind of magic sinking or something. Well, you know, there might be some magic involved with them passing it, because I do think that they're not supposed to be able to pass it, so we're going to have to see what happens with that. But if they go around it, I mean, that's like too easy, you know. So one of those type of things, you know, coming to North America type of thing from over Russia, right? The ice bridge or whatever. Negan, the awesome psychopath, says that dragon killing arrow machine felt like it's a ballista, right? Felt like that one scene in The Hobbit, Battle of the Five Armies. It was an awesome scene in Game of Thrones nonetheless. So it's got some similarities to it, but it's done so much better. I mean, for me anyway, you know, this one episode is better than that whole movie, I would say. It's better than the whole trilogy, because I genuinely care for the characters here, versus in that, Gandalf, well, there's a few, I guess, but in this one, it was really intense, because I didn't want Braun to die, I didn't want Jaime to die, obviously I didn't want Daenerys to die, because she's like our good guy here. Well, some people do, actually. Some people want her to die. It was just so exciting, man. And to see the way that they portrayed the dragon, Drogon, honestly, to where it's flying down, it's torching guys, and you just see their whole bodies just lit up, and they're like, oh, you know, they're like running with the flames all in them, you know, everywhere. It's like fire everywhere, burn them all, you know. That was just so honestly epic. It was just so epic and truthful to what that should be like. Like, if you think about, you know, I know you're comparing it to a fantasy series for kids, right? And you can't really do that if you look at what Game of Thrones has in it. I mean, come on. Even the nudity alone, but the brutality and the kills, it's not even comparable. But to see it done honestly, and to see how fearsome a dragon could actually be from the enemy's side, and you just see this thing like torching everybody. It's like, oh my God. You know, it's just huge. Like this, just this huge creature. It was fucking epic, man. It was so awesome. I don't think The Hobbit has anything on that at all. It was fucking awesome. It's just what it is. The last one will be from Simba Trey, who says, man, is it bad I wanted Jaime to kill Daenerys? And a lot of people thumbed it up, actually. It was one of the most thumbed up comments in the review, I think. So, man, that's tricky. But I don't think it's bad that you wanted Jaime to win. It's just, you know, we spent so many years with the characters. You know, we all have our favorites. I think everybody likes Braun. You know, I mean, he's hilarious, right? So how could you not, right? He's got a lot of charisma. Everybody likes Tyrion. You know, not everybody does like Daenerys, because sometimes she comes across as an entitled, kind of spoiled brat in a lot of ways. You know, I do like Daenerys. I think Daenerys is a great character. I love to see her. She's kind of one of our purest good guy type of characters in the whole series. Same with Jon Snow. But yeah, man, I mean, I get what you're saying too, that it would have been maybe cool if Jaime, it was epic though too, right? To see Jaime like be like, I'm going for it. This is my shot. I'm taking it, man. This is probably the only chance that we will have. After this, we are fooked. That's what I would say. We are totally fooked. I mean, if she brings all three of those dragons to King's Landing, the whole place is going to go up in flames in a day. I mean, it's just, oh my God, it's awesome. So that'll be it for today. So I don't think you're wrong for wanting Jaime to win that and take out Daenerys, assassinate Daenerys at that moment, Simba. But yeah, you know, lion pride and the whole bit, right, Simba? I don't know, Lion King. Anyway, that'll be it for today's video, guys. I hope you liked it. If you didn't see my reviews or my review, predictions video, all that great stuff for Game of Thrones, it's in the channel right now. You gotta check it out. And I hope you guys have been enjoying this season of Game of Thrones. It's a short one, but goddamn is it epic. If you guys like this video, please thumb it up below. You can share, you can favorite, and if you're new and you want to subscribe to the channel, bottom left to subscribe. That's it for this one. See you guys again soon. As always, it's Trev. I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See ya.